Evening, YouTube. It's 12 o'clock here in Texas, playing the old guitar. Anyway, I don't have it plugged in because, I'm not a terrible neighbor. But anyway, I wanted to talk about, I had to make this video in response to Hillary Clinton's new college compacts program. Now, I am really glad that she's actually taking up this issue, because this is a really, really big deal. That's, I'm glad that people are talking about it. So, I decided that I wanted to find out more about the plan. So I looked into it. I watched several news programs about it, and then watched the rally at Exeter, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, and correct me if I'm wrong. And also watched the follow-up rally in New Hampshire, just to try to make sure that I understand exactly what she's proposing. Based on what she's saying, though, this plan would have very little effect on me now as a college graduate. As I said in my previous videos, I'm a mechanical engineer, and very little to no effect on somebody just starting out, who was in a situation where I was. Now, I'm going to give you a brief backstory, but first I also want to make this point. I don't think that Hillary Clinton or the campaigns or any of the other candidates running for president fully understand exactly what it is that people are going through in society. They just don't get it. Okay? They don't understand the student loan issue. And their solutions that they're proposing are based on all kinds of bullshit assumptions. Okay? So let's talk about the college compact plan, since that is the point of this. First of all, she's going to add $350 billion. How are you going to pay for that? You're just going to... Where's that going to come from? Bernie's plan is deficit and budget neutral, because he's creating a new revenue stream from taxing Wall Street. It's a no-brainer. That makes way more sense. That is better for the society as a whole. Hillary's plan, because she's not going to tax Wall Street for that money, that's going to have to come from somewhere. Where is it going to come from? All the wars and crap that we're having right now, and the fact that John McCain and Chuck Schumer are trying to kill the Iran deal, which means that we get to go to war. Okay? How are we going to pay for that? So that's the first thing. The second issue is this whole idea of stepping up. And to me, she sounded really condescending when she said that. Hillary, we've been stepping up. We have stepped up. What do you think we're doing in school? You think we're all just wasting time getting high or doing all kind of crap? No. We're actually trying to move ahead in society. And your plan, you're going to ask states to pay for more money? I live in a red state. I live in Texas. Okay? You really think the governors here or the state is going to increase spending on college tuition? They don't give a shit about students who can't afford college. And you're going to ask them to pay for more? How are you going to do that? And there's just so many other parts of our plan that just it. Let me give you my background when it comes to the student loan situation. And I'm not a special case, okay? But I never had any family that I could use as a co-signer to get any private student loans. So all of these Republican plans to get rid of Pell Grants and get rid of all of that stuff, that would have meant that I wouldn't have gotten a chance to go to college, okay? I had to depend on government programs because they were the only ones who said yes and the only ones who gave me a chance, okay? There was a time, and I remember watching a news program where they said this, where Pell Grants used to cover like 70% of your college tuition because colleges were that cheap. Right now, that can't pay for shit, okay? I had to get subsidized and unsubsidized loans. And if you don't know what these are basically loans through private banks that are backed by the government. So the government assumes all the risk and the private banks service the loans. That's what these are. And that's where the interest rate is coming from. The reason why I support Bernie is because students should not have to choose whether or not they need to stop from school for 2 to 3 years or 4 years so that they can work full-time just to survive, or until they reach 25 where they're now eligible enough to receive more money in grants so they can continue their education. That shouldn't be a choice that students have to make. That was a choice that I had to make. Students should not have to choose between registering for classes or picking up a bullshit job that they can work full time so they can pay rent and support themselves and pay for bills. This is the state of the college and the student loan situation that people don't understand. I graduated with about 42,000 in debt. So not that much because I went to state schools. Okay? And what they don't tell you is when you graduate how shitty the job market is. Because a lot of times you have to take on contracts where you're going out of state because you can't find a job in your state. That's the situation what we're dealing with right now. And right now is not the time for any piecemeal approaches. We need a bold plan. We need a bold, simple plan that will guarantee education for everybody. And look, yes, you will have 1 or 2 students that will abuse the system. So the hell what? If Bernie's plan creates one Nikola Tesla, if it gave somebody who had no shot at college the chance to go to college and the chance to study without working, to just focus on school, if it gives one person that opportunity, then it was totally worth the cost of doing. Part of our plan was talking about students need to work at least 10 hours a day. You don't understand. Work where? Doing work study? Working for some bullshit college job at some stupid freaking Starbucks? Where you're not making shit for money? Or is she saying, okay, you can work in private industry, where you have to deal with some asshole boss and you're still making shit for money because you're not making enough hours? Or if you are making hours, you don't have enough time to focus on studying, and you still have the other bills you have to pay. This woman just doesn't get it, man. She does not get it. And she's not the only one. Like, all these Republicans don't get it. The only person who does? Bernie Sanders. I'm just really pissed off about this whole thing, man. So, thanks for watching.